Hey, this is Lisa Allen, and in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about something that comes up fairly frequently that actually is not a problem with the application. This is where you may get a message sometimes that says that Yahoo Pipes has stopped and that maybe something is wrong with the connection or feeds and to try again. What usually happens in this case is that Yahoo Pipes is complaining that it can't complete loading all of the things for the pipe. Now, your pipe has the feeds from your blog and also 3 companion feeds that come from other blogs or other sites. And so if one of those 5 feeds, or maybe even more of them, has a problem with either the formatting of the feed or the feed doesn't load fast enough and it times out at Yahoo, that's usually when you'll get this message. So I'm just going to show you quickly how to debug this. And so I'm going to switch over to the log file that this customer sent me. And I'm going to go to the end, and you see that when you are creating a pipe in the log file, you'll see this section that says Add Panel to Canvas. And then down here, it'll say Modules, and then it'll say Type Fetch, and then you'll have some URLs in here. So this is one is a URL. This is a URL. So these first two are for the blog, the person's blog. And then these others that you'll see in here, there's another 3, which will be your companion feeds for that particular blog. So in order to figure out which one is actually causing the problem, if you run into this, you can go into the log and you can just pull out these 5 URLs and then manually create the feed inside your Yahoo Pipes account. And you can look at what actually happens when you do that. And there's some debugging tools on the inside. Now, if it happens all the time, like every single time you have a problem and it doesn't want to save the feed, then usually I find that it is your blog, since your blog is the one that's the common denominator in every single pipe that you're creating. Now, if it only happens once in a while, then usually it's one of the other feeds. So if it's your blog that's causing the problem, then usually that's a page speed problem or a problem with the feed formatting. If it's one of the others, then it could be formatting, it could be timing out. So you just kind of have to look and see which one it is. If it's your blog and it's timing out, then you're going to need to do something about the page load time of your blog. And that's nothing to do with the software. That's just that Yahoo Pipes has a certain amount of time that it allots to allow the feed to be loaded. And if it doesn't load within that time, then you'll get this kind of an error. And that error comes from Yahoo Pipes and not from the application. Okay, so for this particular test, I've pulled out of the log the 5 URLs that this particular individual was using and is having a problem creating the pipes for. And so what you need to do is that you need to go into your Yahoo Pipes account, and we're going to manually create the pipe. So we've got that one, and I'm going to put that one in here. And then we've got this one. So this was the blog-wide feed, and this is the feed for the individual post. So those both go in the first fetch feed. And then we need to put one in each of the others. So he's chosen this one. So I'm just going to paste that in there. And just keep in mind that this is debugging. Not everybody will probably want to do the debugging, but I just wanted to show you how to tell if you're one of those people who wants to dig into it yourself, because, like I said, this does happen sometimes for some people, and it just depends on what feeds you're using and how fast your own site is. Okay, so we have the input for all 3 of these. So we've got the 2 from this customer's blog, and then 1 from each of these other places. And if we go down and we click on pipe output and we click refresh, and it will go out and actually fill in the data for all of these. Now you can see that this has taken 2.61 seconds to load all of these, which is actually not bad. So in this case, it doesn't look like there's a problem with the page time. So let's just save a copy here, and then let's click on Run Pipe and see if there's any errors. So there's a list, looks like everything's there okay. Next. Okay, so that looks like Yahoo Pipes is okay with that particular one right now. It may be that this person's site is loading fast enough right this very moment. It may be that there was something the matter with it earlier, but right now it looks okay. But if you do have one that's having a problem, like say for instance this was taking a really long time to load, like say it was taking 8 or 9 seconds, a lot of times when it gets into the 8 or 9 seconds, that's when you'll start seeing the Yahoo Pipes timing out loading one of these feeds. And so the way that you can kind of tell which ones are taking up the most time to load is that you can clip things off of the pipes here. So I can disconnect this one. Disconnect that and go down to pipes output, and you can see it will reload all the stuff. Because if you click on this, it kind of focuses that on where the output is. So it's 2.7 seconds. So that one really wasn't taking up any extra space. So I can reconnect that one. And then I can snip that one off. And you'll see that that cut the time to load by, nearly a whole second. So this one is taking a second to load. But if I put it back in there and then click on refresh, you need to make sure that you're looking at the pipe output because it will tell you the time to the one that's highlighted. So this is the one that's highlighted, so 2.24 seconds. If I want to clip out this one, see if you just kind of hover, you'll get little scissors there, and you can snip that one out so that it's not figured into the output. Okay, so let's actually go here and click the pipe output. And that is nearly a second without that one. So you can see about how much time each individual item is taking and contributing to the feed in terms of the load time. But sometimes what I see is that some people who are on web hosting companies that are maybe a little bit on the slow side, in particular this is turned up a lot with HostGator lately. We'll see, like I said, it'll be 7 or 8 seconds, and when they'll remove the ones from their own sites from being in the output, then the amount of time will go down a lot. And so then you'll know that that is really the one that is having the problem and that it's not loading fast enough, and so it's timing out on the Yahoo Pipes. Now also, if you go to the output, sometimes you'll see in here, like at the very end, it'll say something about an error in the XML. That usually indicates that one of those feeds has got a problem and it's not formatted correctly, and so Yahoo doesn't know what to do with it. And again, that has nothing to do with the application. The application only helps you find the feeds and construct the pipe. What comes out of these other sites that are providing the data sources for the pipe has nothing to do with the application whatsoever. And so in that case, if you've got one that you wanted to use but is having a problem, then you just have to find another feed. That's just pretty much how it is, because the application doesn't actually construct the feeds at all. It just helps you find them and put them into a pipe. And so that's the basics of how to take apart your feeds that you're using. Just get them out of the log and go ahead and create. Just paste them in here and just create the extra little size limited pipe feed and just kind of play with it and see which data sources are causing the most time to load. And I find that actually gives me a lot of information in a case where there's a problem. So that's it for this video. Hope that helps you with your pipes and understanding what's going on. If you do start having a problem with, individual feeds or the pipes not being able to be created, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks. Bye.